Hey guys, I'm back from the market update, and I'm going to start the most exciting thing, which is Sword and Shield is starting to recover. And you see all this yellow over here. Some of them aren't major increases, but you just see the general, like either I didn't put entry because the prices were the same, or I just see red, especially for some sets like all these sets over here. Like there's either been no increase or no difference in Chilling Reign, Evolving Skies, Future Strike, Brilliant Stars, Asteroids, Lost Origins, Silver Tempest, which are pretty much the best sets. Like, once alt art started, these are pretty much the best sets. So the best sets had no movements. It was all red ever since the 13th. So it's been like 12 days since then. So it's been a nice change. Even before that, well, I guess it kind of depends if I highlighted them. But yeah, I haven't really been. I think I started highlighting around here. There just weren't any big differences. Okay, so what do we have here? So Chilling Reign. I'd like to think it's because I made a video on Chilling Reign yesterday that like it just didn't make sense. Chilling Reign 285 is the same price as Brilliant Stars, and that just doesn't really make sense. I know that Chilling Reign was like $80 to $100 at some point, but generally people like it's harder to get Chilling Reign. It's hard to get packs. It's kind of just the more desired set. Like it's not as good as Fusion Strike, but Chilling Reign and Fusion Strike have a special sort of place. Brilliant Stars is still sort of in the place of like it's still semi mid tier, which is like versus Chilling Reign is kind of like upper mid tier. So yeah, it's finally getting a price it deserves. 320, 398, and yeah, we saw some sales. Yesterday we saw at least two. Let me look at the data. So yeah, someone bought the 270 price, but other than that, like there was a drought of sales. Went from 360 on the 13th to no sales for a week until the 21st, and someone bought for 320. And then someone bought for 330 the other day, and then the price dropped even more, and then it went to 270, and then I was back, and then someone bought for 300. Now the listed price is back to about 323 or 324. So it's a good sign for Chilling Reign. It just really didn't make sense. Like I do Pokemon Center stock videos, and like you can't get Chilling Reign on the Pokemon Center site. Like there's almost no product with Chilling Reign. I think that's part of the reason though, since you can't get it. Some people just aren't thinking about it. Versus like Fusion Strike, you can still get Pokemon Center, so there's still plays Lost Origin. Like I think you can get all these sets still on Pokemon Center in some capacity, even if it's a little pricey. But Evolving Skies, there should be none left. Chilling Reign, I think I saw one product. It's kind of expensive. Yeah. Okay, so what else? Vivid Voltage is like making moves to 185 after dropping to 175 yesterday. So yeah, if you watch my Pokemon Center videos, like good job if you picked up Vivid Voltage. There's not like a ton of sales, but yeah, it's if you bought it at the Pokemon Center, it would have been around 150 after tax or whatever. Let's just say like 155 to be safe. And now the market price is already like 185, so it's like $30 more. I know that like if you sell online, there's fees and stuff, but it's still like it was a pretty obvious play. It's not it won't make you the most money in the world, but yeah, this will go up because it's still a Sword and Shield set. Battle Styles went down a little bit, but that's okay because no one's really buying Battle Styles on the open market. Because it's still in Pokemon Center for at least like a week or so, roughly. Evolving Skies also shot back up. Yeah, it dropped scarily low to 1260, and then people are like it's too underpriced, and that's kind of what I meant by like don't be too afraid when dips happen sometimes, because they will recover because there will be a stagnation period. This was the stagnation period. And then people are like, isn't that a little too cheap? Like, shouldn't I buy that? And then people buy it. And then that's how the prices correct more. But you see, like, they don't really include shipping, but yeah, you'd see a bunch, if these include shipping, like, these are great. Like, you see how the sales went from, like, 1,500 to suddenly, like, yesterday and the day before, like, 1260s. So, yeah. If people did get cheap Evolving Skies, it's kind of bought out, and people are now putting it back at 1300. So that's sort of your opportunity, or it was sort of your opportunity. Fusion Strike, just minor change, went up about $10, recovered back to what it was before. And then Astral Radiance went up, it kind of recovered, it kind of dipped, and then kind of recovered, but still kind of a general decline. But yeah, there's at least a little bit of recovery. So yeah, at least the major hitters, um, Evolving Skies, a chilling rain Evolving Skies had significant changes back to recovery. And then the other things, Vivid Voltage is still increasing, so it's still an upward trajectory. And then Astral Radiance like kind of recovered. And Future Strike 2. Okay, SV base, there wasn't really much change. I just logged the surging price, but yeah, it didn't really change. The only thing I will note is yeah, I see Safari Zone has put up more. If I remember correctly, I don't really look back on the videos. I just try to go from memory. So if I'm wrong, please correct me. But I do remember. I think I saw fewer boxes. I think I saw closer to 10 or 20. I think I saw closer to like 100 the day before yesterday. And I saw like close to like 10 or 20 yesterday. But now I see 50. I saw the 191 price. I see a lot of sales in the data for 191. So yeah, like Safari Zone's basically having a liquidation sort of thing. You do see more boxes being sold, and it's just mostly because the price got lower. So people are buying out the supply because Paldea is a good set. But yeah, I've been hearing about people talk about sort of liquidation, how money needs to move around. It's kind of normal for card stores to do that because they need to always buy the next thing, and that's kind of why you've always been able to get something at a discount from card stores, because they can't hold the product forever and invest it. Otherwise, they could have held Searching Sparks forever, and some stores they usually hold some of it, but like at some point they kind of need the money, and then they don't want to risk not being able to sell it later on. But yeah, I've been hearing just talks about like in the comments of people talk about like liquidation. Oh, I look at Facebook Marketplace and people are willing to sell for so low or whatever. And I don't really know. I'm just keeping it in the back of my head. Is there like a limit to how much money people have to put in the hobby, or do we still have okay cash flow issues? Usually during these times people do leverage a lot, or they'll flip a lot, and it works in the short term, but like they'll get in trouble if there's like a set that can't sell. Like let's say Journey Together does really badly, becomes the next Battle Styles, then like a lot of stores and a lot of people who are leveraged, they'll get washed out of the market. But I don't really think we're at that point yet. But I am like constantly, since I'm looking at the market data, I want to look for the early signs so I don't get hit by the crash really hard. But yeah, until they sell out, like I think the market price is gonna remain low because they just keep putting at the lower price to sell it out. All right, let's go Prismatic because everyone cares about Prismatic. I care about Prismatic too personally too. But yeah, Prismatic didn't have much change. I just did the difference over here. So if you do like 124 minus 125 state, like every price is less than $1 difference. So there really isn't much difference. The main thing I just wanted to note, like the ETBs did recover a little bit, and then the Elysian tax tickets did recover a little bit. Like that. I know it's just like 50 cents, but it just seemed a little too low. And now the lowest price per pack is about 1080. But so this is really subtle, and I don't want to overinflate it, but I do believe that Prismatic will recover. Cause like I don't think there's enough supply. Like I do see like people getting stuff on Discord for Prismatic, and they get MSRP or whatever, and I'm like, okay, good for them. But otherwise, like people aren't really getting more product. I've heard Nostalgianomics talk about there'd be like a tiny reprint of Prismatic in the next month. Like I know there's an announced reprint for later on, but there's like a I think confirmed reprint for like I think next month or the month after, something like that. And I heard it's like really really small. So it's just like I haven't really watched Rip and Shippers. I really should. So if people have a sense of like how much Rip and Shippers are opening nowadays, I'd love to know, because that's something I'm really not tracking. But like I just know people are opening the sets. I know that the pull rates are so bad that like if they want to get the cards, they have to open more. There's a balance of people will be turned off enough that they'll stop buying. But there will be some people who are like, I need to buy more because I talked to someone the other day who was like, I opened a whole ETB case and I didn't get any SIRs. And I told them, oh, even if you didn't get like an evolution, the SIR rate should be like 1 out of 45. So ETB case is like 90 packs. So you should have gotten like 2 SIRs statistically. And he said, no, I didn't get any. I was like, oh, so sometimes the pull rates are just really bad. Prismatic Evolutions also has no full art Pokemon, and illustration rails. They have special illustration rails, but not normal ones. And so like when you look at set, the set is just a little lackluster looking. I didn't really notice that until I saw it yesterday, but I compared it to Evolving Skies. Okay, hopefully this will be quick. Like even if you don't know about the rarities, which honestly I didn't really understand, I still have a hard time understanding it. But like, okay, so you look at like the evolutions, the Master Ball like Umbreon looks kind of plain. It's just there because it's a Master Ball. But then you look over here, it's like, the cards look okay. They're a little flashy, but like, there's a bunch of like, whatever. And over here, like, it just there's not enough consistency in the high dollar cards to be like, oh, I really want that card. It's more like there's just a bunch of Master Balls here and a bunch of like, random trainers or whatever. And then Pokemon that like the arts are kind of like not as obvious to be super flashy or desired. I don't know if it makes sense. But then if I look at Evolving Skies, like you see like it's just breathtaking artwork, and then every Pokemon's like a hitter, and every Pokemon is like a special sort of like a special like artwork or something. It's not just like common card. Like there's Rayquaza, Dragonite, there's another Rayquaza, there's Eevees, and then even if you get the Rainbow Rares, which aren't as popular, like at least you get like the Eeveelution usually, like one of the more popular. Like these are all popular Pokemon regardless. And like these aren't worth as much, but at least they feel. I'd feel good to get one of these because I'm like, oh, I got like a Jolteon, I got an Eevee. And then so there's just like a bunch of like stuff to get. I know Evolving Skies hit rates are bad, but like when you look at like there's a bunch of nice cards to get versus like Prismatic there isn't. But anyway, going back to the main topic. So I am seeing in the data just a little spike in demand. So like it might be because the prices are so low, but like it's good to see ETBs are like they've risen by like 100 ETBs sold per day in the last 2 days. So you see that little spike, it's like 400. It was like 300 the days before. And then like this is very subtle, but this is a PC ETBs, and there's just like a little subtle hump over here. Like it went from 20 normally 20 to 26. And then the packs went from like 450 packs. It's usually like 300, 360. It's very subtle, but I like to try to detect these things early on. And you see it more obviously in the binder collections. There's just like an increase, like 130 versus like 70. So you just see this sort of increase in demand, and like that means that like the supply is gonna get washed out even faster because like are people just gonna resell these? No, like they're paying like shipping, taxes, whatever. Like they're not just gonna. You can't flip these, in the short term at least. So the prices have to go up. So that's just my little like demand increase on Prismatic. I like as I said before, by end of the month or early next month, I do expect prices to increase, and like they can only increase from like these sort of factors. Either you actually see the price go up all the time, or you see like supply actually be bought out. Okay, next. So 151. Okay, so 151. The prices were about the same. I think my order is way different today than normal, but hopefully that's okay. Yeah, so everything is mostly about the same. The main thing I immediately noticed, but the booster bundles went down, and it's not like a huge drop, but they've just been like 60, like 68 to 70 for a while. Like I don't remember the last time it was below, like that's 67. So that's 65, 69. Like yeah, I'm looking. I haven't seen it this low like since I started tracking the data on the 6th. So the 62 was quite a big change. The other things didn't really change very much. But the bundle is the best selling thing because I think when I sort by best selling, or at least I could be wrong about that though. It might be best match. But yeah, there's just this 62. I expected a sort of price decrease, but I haven't really seen like a price decrease that much from Blooming Waters. But after that you get to like 63 and then 64. So there's not that many sellers selling for that. But I just haven't seen like this sort of drop. Like all these prices are lower than most of the prices on that I've been seeing on the lowest price for the last 2.5 weeks. So yeah, that's just something to know. Bundles are getting cheaper. 151 ETBs are just this little slight increase for the Pokemon Center ones. not really that noteworthy, but I thought I'd mention it. You know, it's usually like 6, now it's 12. And the poster collections had this spike yesterday. I think it's mostly just because someone bought 26 over here. I don't know what the price was. It was at $29, which seems like usually the lowest price. So maybe there was a sale, but yeah, there was a bunch bought yesterday. Otherwise, the packs haven't changed. And then Crown Zenith, the prices like went back down, just kind of corrected back to 704. They went up like $1 yesterday. And they went up from like, oh, that should be red, not yellow. Yeah, they were like 623. They went up $1, and then they corrected back here. So, but that's kind of expected. It's because like there was a lot bought the other day, and Crown Z just has these random spikes. But then Seeing Skies, like since I do restock videos, I have seen more Crown Zenith available or attainable than there was like previously. Like I guess like in the last month or so. And so I think that's been driving down the price a little bit, because that's the reason why Crowns like Seeing Skies get like Seeing Skies, they just kept printing them, so Crowns stayed cheaper, and like Seeing Sky couldn't really like go couldn't increase. But now that since they were getting scarce for a while, they increased. But now they're going back down to 90. They were at like 120 at some point. Like 120 here, just like a week ago, and then they've been like 110, 100, 95. Now they back down to 90, and they're still the cheapest price per pack, 642. That's still really crazy to me, because like it's way cheaper to ship someone packs at $7 than it is to ship a Seeing Sky box, and you're even getting less money overall. That's just really crazy. So a lot of this really has to be driven by just the Sam's Club restocks, because I've been seeing more of those. But that should eventually end, but who knows. Like Crown Zenith has officially been released for 2 years now, and it should technically not be printing as much anymore. But Pokemon might be printing it just because they can, or they're trying to help with the bull market. But otherwise, Crown Zenith has always been primed to take off. It's just when Pokemon finally stops printing it is when it's kind of the deciding factor. But even then, the prices are still pretty strong. And then Journey Together, there wasn't much change. The only thing I really saw was I saw this 3-pack blister, which I haven't really seen. Maybe if I actually search for it. But yeah, it's $40 for that blister. Yeah, that's the only thing I've even seen. So maybe it was just released or something. But yeah, this is the first I see. It's pretty expensive price per pack for that price. $13 a pack, and that's like the same price as like the ETBs that they're selling for $120. So yeah, it's just that's really expensive. Like booster boxes are way cheaper at like $6 a pack. So I don't even know why someone bought that. I don't even think the Pokemon's that great on it. It's like a Yanma or something. Yeah, EB works like that. But anyway, that's it for today's video. Thanks guys, bye.